now you've hit record.
Doesn't want to miss the juicy bits.
Try it.
Carry on.
Yeah, Ryan's ducked out. He said that you were too hard.
Probably knows I'd rinse him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, man.
No, I don't know how I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
You're not going to be able to.
You're getting set in home, bro.
I've got a throat spray that I'm hoping is just gonna like dissolve the inside of my throat, so I can just start again.
Maybe you should have tried. Maybe you should have tried that today just to test the theory. Then find out tomorrow.
Do some GH directly into my larynx and just grow a new throat, like one of those, like on the fag packets. So they just got like a new one right here, and they can just like talk, or they get a little talk box and like hello, like that.
That's not going to stop you coughing.
Well, yeah, but a cough out of a hole like this big is going to just sound like. Like it's not going to be as dramatic, and as well, my face mask could just be like really tiny, like a stamp. It could just be like a little stamp that like, you're okay, guys. I only breathe through this.
Oh, fucking hell, Dan.
Terrible, mate.
Welcome back to episode. Fuck off.
Tear 'em apart. Oh, fucking hell, yeah, you got to fuck up the intro. Oh, my name's fucking Jason Donovan. Episode 1. Fucking go on, Johnny. Fucking tell us what's going on, mate.
You can do it. You can do the intro again.
I did already. I smashed it. Okay, I don't want to show you up every week.
Right, welcome back to episode 16 of Bash Bros podcast. This week we have Kuba. Everyone knows Kuba, but I've done the routine each fucking week, so I'm going to do it again. Here's his page. If you're not following him, head over, give him a follow. He's a couple of weeks out from his pro debut. The one in the red bikini. Yeah. So head over, show him some support.
Everyone follows Kuba in the world.
Already following him. But for everyone who doesn't know you, Kuba, just a favour, bud, give us a rundown. Usual thing as we do on our setup, just rundown of what got you into bodybuilding and sort of a short summary up until this point, I suppose.
Got me into bodybuilding. To be honest, I wanted to be a bodybuilder. I wanted to train since I was a kid. So it's not really what got me into it. It's like as soon as I was able, so from like the age of 11, I was always training. I always wanted to be big and strong. And I've always been involved in sports, but not really the usual sports sort of thing.
Water sports.
Not water sports included, but not the normal sports like football and other sports. I was never really interested in that, so it's pretty much started since the age of 11, and kind of went on from there. Started boxing, finished boxing when I was like 16. Well, I was just turning 16, and then did my first show at age of 16 actually. So it all kind of spiraled out from there. The decent run up as a junior, really, and it all went on from there. To be honest, bit by bit, year by year. So it's not as if something got me into it. Like from a very early age, I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew who I wanted to be from the get go. Really, it's not as if like someone just pushed me into it or got into it. It's like it's something that's always been there and something that I always kind of wanted to do.
What's the biggest title you've won, or the title you're most proud of up to this point?
Probably 2017 British Finals, probably winning the juniors and heavyweights.
Yeah, I remember that. It was crazy. Yeah. Everybody was talking about it.
I remember thinking, fuck this young guy. How was he 12 doing this?
Yeah.
How old are you?
He had hair then as well.
26 now, 26.
Still young, man.
Yeah, had hair for one season, and then a strong wind blew it off. And he didn't have the balls like Jamie Derego to wear a wig.
I thought Jamie's was sprayed on.
That like micro pigment tattooing.
Right, so you're in the middle of a prep. Towards the arse end of a prep. So do you want to just fill us in on that? You know, what shows next, what the plan is?
So we've got the NPC European first, and then to be honest, I've got 10 clients competing in that show, so I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll be semi-ready for it anyways. And the real goal really is the British finals, 7th of November, and then the Romania the week after. So this one I'll be ready, but I'll probably not be my best. I will be my best by the time British finals come round. So I've got 5 weeks left of the first one, and then we're kind of rolling from there.
Being such a young pro, what's your goals for these shows then? You know, it's your rookie season. So have you set yourself any goals?
There's no goals, mate. Really, I've got to be realistic. It's like I'll be lucky if I get top 10, maybe. If I get top 10 in my first year, I'm laughing.
Do you have any goals sort of over the next like 5 or so years?
I want to compete at Olympia before I'm 30. So next 4 or 5 years.
But based on your current trajectory, I don't think that's a fucking unreasonable task, is it? You're young, man. You got fucking plenty left in the tank by the looks of things.
If I'm just getting going, to be honest.
Yeah, what he did with his back as well, because you had a weakness in your back and you fucking dealt with it. You didn't scoot around it, and the improvements that you made just on that kind of shows what you're capable of doing when you set your mind to something that's like lagging a bit. So
it's not just that. I think last 2 years in the off season, I can repeat that progress and more within probably half the time frame. There's a lot of time I spent in the off season. I was just smashed from training and not really wanting to back off, not really wanting to rest enough, and fucking about really, but not fucking about in a sense where I'm not doing the do, but I'm probably training too much and probably not resting enough. So I probably spent like stints of like 4 months at a time where I'd be feeling smashed and I'd still be going in because of, that's the mentality. But with what I've learned the past year, this prep and everything else, I can repeat that. I can repeat what I did in the last 2 years within 8 to 10 months easily. And that's not me talking shit. I'll show you next year after these shows. I can repeat that and more, to be honest. Just being a lot smarter and being a lot smarter with training, being a lot smarter with recovery, and being a lot smarter overall with the things we do as well.
More is not always more.
No, unless it's Tren.
So, lads, we might as well just dive straight into some questions because there's a few things I want to talk about, but we'll leave that for a bit later. So, do you want to go first, Jack?
Okay, so obviously you documented quite a bit on your YouTube, and someone commented, how did you get Meg so well trained in terms of like cooking your food, etc., stuff like that? Because I know Jordan's mentioned it as well before, how behind every good male bodybuilder there is sort of woman like helping them out. Like, has she always been like that, or like you said, did it take a bit of training?
Did it take some physical abuse? Or... That's her cage in the background, by the way.
She sleeps in there. No, to be fair, it's she knows what I've got to do. Like, with the amount of work I've got to do with my clients and the gym and everything else, I don't really have much spare time day and night. So I still cook the meat. I do bits, but I don't do what I used to do in terms of cooking and everything else. Like, the first show we did, I did most of the cooking, as she still worked in the bank, probably was 9 to 5. But obviously now, she's actually she was working like a general manager job where she didn't have to go in the office. Most of the work was done on a laptop, so she had a lot more free time to always help me out. So that's pretty much it. Like, if I was in a position where I had a lot more time and I could help her, I'd do it like I did back then. But I'm at a point now where I'm literally working from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. So, and there's training on top and everything else on top. So it's like she gets it back in a lot of ways from me as well. Like with helping out with obviously now she's started online coaching full time. So she's actually quit a bank job. She's a full time coach now. So she gets all the help from me from that perspective. So it works very well both ways. It's not just a one-way street that people see. And again, it's like, if not her, I won't be able to do what I do. And if not me, she won't be able to do what she does. So it works well. And that's something that people can't see. It's like some people are together and they're just like, right, the guy will do his own thing, the woman will do their own thing. That's fine. That's how people want to live. That's fine. But for me, when you're in a relationship with someone, it should be like a partnership as well, where you kind of help each other out in every single way. And I definitely feel like I definitely couldn't do what I do without her. I'd have to employ someone full time. That's not bullshit. I literally would. So
I mean, I've been to yours, and I Cuba's doing 12,000 things at the same time. Like, if you're going to hang out with Cuba, you expect to I just basically got given his keys at one point, and I just moved in for a bit, feed the dogs, hang out and stuff. Because Cuba's got a list. He's got a fucking whiteboard, like literally like a meter square whiteboard of shit that he's got to do, and he's flying all the fucking time. So it's no bullshit. And actually, like, the things that they said, like, about Meg, like, doing all the stuff, like, their dynamic when you see it is actually, like, amazing. Like, it's not, like, done with gritted teeth or whatever. It's a to and fro thing. So I think people are aiming the question like it's a negative. Or Meg's looking after her shit. Cuba's doing the same. They are like a team. There's nothing like bad or like masculine domination about it. It's amazing. It's amazing to see. It's not a one-sided thing. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think people have just got different relationships, haven't they? So it's like, if I couldn't be with someone that's not like that, and that's just me.
Where is dog? Show me dog.
One Zena.
Zena. I'm in love with Zena.
Zena.
Oh, Jesus. The dildos. Hey, Zena. Zena's my girl. Yeah, actually going to see Cuba for the first time is what made me get a cane Corso, because they're fucking amazing. His dogs are amazing.
Yeah, they're both good. Both good dogs, to be fair. Really good dogs. It's just bad when someone walks near the house, start barking straight away. So it can be annoying, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, there was like a postman came near the house and then just thought, fuck it, when we were there. Like, literally just fucking
throw the letters and run.
Literally just threw all of his post in the bin and just fucked off.
I love it. Right, Jack, any more questions, bud?
Oh, am I doing all of that?
Well, Gareth's got a couple. I'll just stick with you for the minute.
Who would you rather get thrown out the club by, Cuba or Dan? Because I know you've both done door work. So, Johnny, who would you rather get thrown out by?
That's the question to everyone else.
Yeah.
Probably Dan, because I'll just kick him in his legs and run.
That's harsh. Come on then, Garen. Fucking hit me.
Yeah, that'd be you, Dan. I'm sorry,
Mate,
man.
I'd bum the shit out of you, mate. Mate, I'd be grabbing your hair. You'd be getting bummed in the toilet.
Hey, if I was Kuba's postman, right? I just look at the dog. I wouldn't even be worried about the dog. As soon as it comes out of the fucking house, I'm like, nah, no chance. I'm fucking throwing them letters and going.
Yeah, Dan, I feel there's a bit more reasoning with you.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit more reason.
That is saying something.
Only a little bit, but there is a little bit more reasoning with you.
I just get the feeling with Dan is a lot of bark and sometimes some bite.
Oh.
With Cuba, I wouldn't want to see his fucking bite, so we'll just leave it at that, I think.
All I'm saying is, if anyone saw mine and Cuba's WhatsApp, we'd both be in jail for a long time.
Yes.
Right, next one.
I have a question from an individual. I'll keep him anonymous.
Is it Neil Andrews?
No, but unfortunately it's not.
We'll say it is.
Can you teach me how to grow a back and sort my deadlift out? Do you know who that could possibly be from?
Is that question aimed at me? Because
Yeah,
my
yeah.
deadlift's fucking awful.
No. Can you teach me how to grow a back and sort my deadlift out? Have you had a pop at anyone's deadlift recently at all, or?
Is it you?
Oh no, it's not me.
I had a
but
pop
Yeah,
at-
it's you. It's Shaking Stevens. It's fucking...
Oh, is it Lou Gibson or something?
Yeah.
Is it? Snap City.
Yeah, it's him.
Snap.
Yeah. So he's asked that question, but I think he gets very touchy about his
I did
deadlift.
really have a pop at him. I'm just like, if you want to like train and not shit your spine out, then you should probably stop bending your back so much whilst trying to deadlift.
I think he gets very defensive over his deadlift. I think so. I don't know whether to
poor
offense to
little
that.
Well, right.
Does he shake?
Thing is, I train at a gym with world-class powerlifters, like one of the best deadlifters in the country. So if I see a shit deadlift, I recognise one because I've judged one of the comps before. Because I've been around the powerlifters every single day for the past 4 years. Because the gym, obviously, as it initially opened, it was a mixture of bodybuilders and powerlifters, and there's been powerlifters at elite level training at the gym from the get-go. So if he wants to get touchy about his deadlift, that's completely fine. But I'm not going to lie about seeing what I see. So whatever.
What do you reckon to the Form Police page then?
I love it. It's right laugh.
I had to unfollow it.
You pussy.
Not because of the digs at me.
Absolute
Not because of the digs at me. Like just some of the stuff he comes out with. This kid obviously is like fairly uneducated.
I can see it's a very small person that doesn't know how to train.
Yeah, and that's why, because like
Just
he was having pops at like
Jordan. Just
Jordan.
with the things he says, yeah. With the things he says, I can tell it's a very small person who doesn't know. Like the people that always have digs at what we do, they're generally people that don't have the ability to train hard for one, and don't have the ability to adhere to anything for long. Because let's face it, it's too hard for them, and they like to ridicule people that can do what they can't do. Simply because it's just insecurity. And it's like people ridicule some people because we wear baggy clothes. It's like, who cares? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care what you do, so why do you care so much about what we do? And it's like, it's pretty pathetic, man, but it is what it is. They're just sad.
It's quite funny, though.
It's funny when they rip Jack.
Yeah, to be fair, Jack
It is
needed
pretty
ripping.
funny, like, to be fair, Jack shouldn't be crying on hack squat though. And
I was waiting for it.
Oh, fuck me.
like,
Yeah, when
if
he
you
was
want-
doing,
if
it
you
was
want to
quite.
have sex ever again, if you want to have sex ever again, you should never cry before a hack squat.
He doesn't. He's not bothered. We've had a whole fucking a whole segment on this.
I've been rinsed by that already. So
Jack's given up
Are you
on the
like one of the
vagina.
people that's just like, what's it called when they don't like to have sex? Is it one of them asexual people? Or something?
He's celibate, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's
Might as well be a
celibate. He is
Imagine
of the
it.
clergy. He is a man of the cloth, the wank cloth. He's just got loads of really crispy socks scattered around his room.
When you come out of closet, we'll still be mates. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, mate. That's
yeah,
fine.
but it's not even. I haven't even had that event, so just none at all.
Jack is open for anything right now with a hole.
I reckon his dad baths him still, mate.
He's in love
Squirrel.
with trainers or something.
Yeah.
There is something for everything. I did watch a show once where people like to actually fuck their cars. I don't know whether anyone saw that.
In where? Like
In the exhaust pipe. And no word of a lie, there was a segment in it where they like followed these two guys and they met up and talked about how they like to fuck their cars. And then like they filmed like what they were doing day to day. And then one of the guys came out and the other guy was fucking his car.
He's having an affair.
Caused a scene, a right scene. I mean, you know, to be fair, it was a pretty big exhaust pipe. So if he's getting friction off that, fair play.
That's what I'm saying. He must have a wang if he's getting something from an exhaust pipe.
Well, maybe they stuff it with loo roll or something. Maybe it's like a prison vagina where you like make it all soggy and then fuck the toilet seat. So I've heard.
So good. So good. I've been prison down.
No. But if I did, that's what I'd do.
Any more, Jack?
I haven't got any more from Instagram, but I'll throw one out there. Kuba, you've sort of gained like a massive female sort of clientele in terms of changing their perceptions on how they should go about their sort of off seasons and stuff like that. Where did that sort of come from? Because now you're almost known now for recomping girls and like changing their psychology in terms of like how much they're willing to eat in like the off season and stuff like that. Like where did that come from? Were there like a few clients that
from working with women, to be honest? Like, people forget I've been coaching since I was like 18. So I've worked with many girls now, and I know that just like men, it can be done right. But what people forget is it can't be done if you only choose to have 2-3 months away from the stage. Like, unfortunately, to be any good in this sport and be healthy and not look like a train wreck, you have to take time away from the stage. And that's pretty much it. So I'm never going to be a coach that pushes people to just compete and just to say, oh, I've won so many titles. It's like, I find it pretty pathetic. Like, I don't want to be known for that, for putting how many titles I've won on Instagram. Like, I want to be known for people already knowing. And the thing is, like, women are so fucking savage. Like, they are willing to live off absolutely nothing and smash hours and hours of cardio. And it's like, they don't need to do that. Like, a prep can be done, and it doesn't have to absolutely drain you to death. Like, this is what I'm against, because there's so many people out there that, one, doesn't understand, they don't understand energy balance, for one, and they don't understand the importance of having an off season in order to have a successful prep. And that is when issues start happening. And let's face it, mate, it's so apparent in this industry right now, even more than ever before. And it's got to a point where women even quit bodybuilding altogether from having such bad experiences. So one thing I always stand for and try and show the light that there is another way, and there's a way where you don't have to absolutely kill yourself on Stairmaster and eat fucking 15 grams of rice. If your coach is telling you to eat 15 grams of rice, he's an absolute fucking muppet. So
what's the worst one you've seen? Like, in terms of calories, total calories and cardio, what's the worst?
One of my clients right now, she's on pretty low food for me because she has to do a bit of a cut right now so we can push back up. But she's still on higher calories right now than she was in peak of off-season with previous coach. Very well-known coach in the industry right now as well. So I think that says it all. Like, some of the worst ones I've ever seen, mate, was literally like 50 grams of chicken and fucking 10 grams of rice, or like 15 grams of Cocoa Pops. So, like, there is some pretty awful things. It's like, come on, mate, if you 15 grams of fucking Cocoa Pops, you could count that. You wouldn't have to weigh it. It'd be like,
you'd be like picking them up individually.
Cocoa Pops, yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard of some pretty bad ones, you know, like girls on like sort of 700 or 800 calories a day doing hours of cardio. It's just fucking insane.
You have to push as hard as you need to, but pushing as hard as you need to has different levels to it. If a girl weighs 45 kilo, yeah, that may warrant 1,000 calories, but even then, probably not. Probably not. If off-season has been done right and she can train hard, and I think the biggest issue is the ability to train hard. Like, when you see these girls with a stupid little training plans doing a few supersets here and there, like, the energy demand will be so little to do that. They will have to diet on nothing. If someone is strong and they know how to apply themselves in the gym, trust me, they will need the calories to sustain that performance. So, again, for me, bodybuilding is all about performance, all about training. So, unfortunately, mate, I can have clients that diet on fucking 2,000 calories, 3,000 calories in bikini girls. Like Jade, she's IFBB pro now. She's just pretty much done like a 10-week diet break on running up to prep. So I can tell you a diet now on a training day. JJ, let me get it up. Right. So that's her diet today on a training day. Meal 1, 75 grams of oats, 20 grams of whey, so 100 grams of fruit. Meal 2, 100 grams of turkey mince, 200 grams of potato. Meal 3, Pre-workout, 100 grams of oats, 20 gram of whey, 100 grams of fruit. Intra-workout, 20 gram of EAA. Post-workout, 2 bagels, 20 grams of jam, 40 grams of whey isolate, 60 grams of cereal. Meal 5, 100 grams of turkey mince, 60 grams of rice. Meal 6, 125 grams of mince, 80 grams of pasta, 20 grams of low-fat cheese. So that's her diet today. 5 weeks out, and she's about 4 or 5 pounds off stage condition.
And like you said, that sounds more than most women in off season.
She's not doing any cardio, and she's only doing 10,000 steps a day. So
do you attribute that to you putting her into such a good position in her off season?
Oh yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely.
Because I think that's one thing that you're really hammering home, that you need to have that successful off season to put yourself into a prep.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, surely it's a linear progression, isn't it? Like if at the start of your prep you're eating sawdust, you're going to run out of places to go pretty fucking fast, aren't you? And then when you've run out of places to go and you're eating grains of Cocoa Pops and doing 2 hours cardio.
The biggest issue is girls cannot let go of wanting to be stage lead and stay in condition. So when you can't let go of that, you're never going to be able to progress. You're never going to be able to get strong. You're never going to be able to build your calories up. Unfortunately, from a health perspective and the perspective of making progress, it's not realistic to stay in show condition. Don't get me wrong. It's not an excuse to get fat. No, at all. I don't let my clients get fat. Unfortunately, a lot of them come to me fat. Well, that's just something I've got to fix with a lot of them. But I generally don't let my clients get fat. Like when you look at Jade, for example, or look at Meg, look at most of my clients that have been with me long term, none of them get fat. But all of them are on crazy amounts of food in off season, training hard, with obviously managing the recovery, right? And doing no cardio. And that's men and women. But again, to be able to do that, you need to let go of that mentality of wanting to stay lean and wanting to compete all the time. If you can let go of that, anyone can do that. But unfortunately, some people mentally, they need the stage. And that's not the people that I want to work with anyway. So I'm kind of happy doing my own thing and working with people that I'm working with. And I'm in a position like to be able to be quite fortunate enough to select who I work with as well. So.
But with the same now, it's for the gram. People like want to be looking good for the gram. Like, and this is blokes as well. Blokes are like, oh, I didn't like fucking, mate, I look like a fucking sack of shit.
Yeah, but
like literally 364 days a year. People
like this won't want to work with me anyway because a month in, I'd end up really going to town on them and they'd want to quit anyway. So I don't really want to work with people like that.
Well, how do you handle a client? So like a woman, a traditional woman, right, who thinks lactic acid buildup is failure during a set. Those sorts of women. How do you deal with those sorts of women who come to you when you want to reprogram their mind in a sort of
To be fair, I don't really work with anyone who's not competitive anymore, who's not already up there now.
Yeah.
But before, all I used to do, I used to get them to come down and get a session when I had the time to be able to still do 1-to-1. Even now, some clients come down when I'm in the gym, I take them for a set. And then they realise they can do a lot more. And the key thing is getting them out of that mentality is actually you will have to train them. So if you're a coach and you take on a client that is willing but has never been shown the way, you have to show them because it's not something you can learn by yourself. It's something that you watch others do in person. That's my experience, by the way. It's something that you have to experience yourself with another person there and see them do it. And then I believe you can almost emulate what they do with yourself, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know what your limit is if you've never seen someone push past it? You don't. So, and you're not getting, if you haven't experienced it with someone there and watched them close on, like watching YouTube and everything else does not give the justice. It doesn't. You have to be there in person and you have to feel the energy around them. Like, unless you feel the energy around them, you're never going to be able to do that by yourself, in my opinion. You have to be put through that set and spend some time with the people doing it to be able to attain that kind of level.
Sorry. Any more, Jack?
No, that was basically it from me. So.
G, you got some, bud?
Got room for another client, bud?
Too much hair.
I got too much hair, but I'll have to shave it off then. This is from our your Garms dealer, Pancake Press Pizza. He asked, if you weren't with JP, who else would you coach? Who else would you be coached by? Well, I've obviously seen, for myself, I've seen obviously your rookie season and stuff, but I know why you picked JP and explain why you were with him and stuff. So, but other than that, who would you be with otherwise?
I won't be able to. I'd probably have to coach myself and then just get advice from like AJ and get another pair of advice from someone else.
Are your involvements with JP as well discussions rather than
everything's a discussion with Jordan? Like it is, because it is. But this is what the thing is though. Both me and Jordan love training. We love every aspect of bodybuilding. So, like, if Jordan says to do something, I know exact reason why we are doing it, and I wouldn't get that from anyone else. I just wouldn't. So I wouldn't be able to work with someone and then just say, right, do this and that, and not give me a total reason for it. And if I didn't really believe that was right, I just wouldn't do it. End of. So I don't really think I'd be able to gel with someone.
But that's also because you have a basic knowledge yourself, and I guess I have a limited client base as well, but I don't have time to explain from the bottom up how the body works to someone who has zero knowledge of it.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to know though. They wouldn't want to know. They wouldn't want to know. They just want to do, and that's fine. Some people just like to do. I've got plenty of clients that they just want to be told what to do, and they'll execute and they'll do anything I say, and that's great. But I prefer to get challenged. I prefer to work with, which a lot of my clients now are coaches, so they like to ask the questions like, why am I taking this and why am I doing this? And I'm always happy to answer that. So I prefer that, to be honest. As again, it can become a little bit boring when you're not getting challenged in so many ways.
Trust me, bro.
See, any more?
Just a general training, Kuba. Obviously, do you, especially with legs and stuff, do you split quads and hams?
No,
I don't want to. Don't you do them on the same day?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And it's fucking long. It's fucking long. That's all I know. I was there. It takes forever.
Thing is that's one of the mistakes that I made as well. Even with that session I did with you, Dan. At that point, when I was able to move a little bit of weight, like I was already telling you, my knees were pretty bad. My knees were pretty bad because I got to a point where I was able to do 6 plates on Smith. I was able to squat 270. I was doing 11, 12 plates on hack. But I was still doing top set and back off sets. I was still doing the full volume. And I think when you get to a certain level of strength, that volume has to decrease massively. And that's one thing that I am going to implement in my off season that I haven't done just because of my mentality in the last off season. I'm very good at ignoring the feeling of feeling like shit, because in past, I've done preps where I felt like fucking death. I could hardly stand up. So for me, feeling like shit is feeling good, if it makes sense. I have to really feel like fucking dog shit to enjoy it in a way, which it's a mess, but it's good for me to see from a progression standpoint now, where looking back, if I lowered my volume or my compound work, when I reached that level of strength, I would have been squatting 7 plates aside, or even more. This is what I'm saying to you, with the things that I've learned and the things that I can look back and look at my notes and look at everything I did, because I pretty much log everything I do on this phone, everything from 2015. I've got notes from probably 2014, so I can always look back at what I did and then see the mistakes that I've made. This is what I'm telling you. I know I can do the same kind of progress that I've made in the last 2 years, but in a much shorter space of time. Now I know how to apply everything much better. But that's the thing. I'm getting better at this. So is Jordan. This is why we work together so well, in a way. Because I'm working with so many people that are obviously great athletes, and I'm learning all these things, and I'm applying it myself as well. It's we speak about it, and then he's learning as well, and he's constantly digging into stuff that not many people know about, and it's constantly just getting better and better, if it makes sense.
You talk about a long session. Is it as long as Jack's session?
Nothing's as long as Jack's sessions. Fucking mad cunt.
Nothing's as long as Jack's sessions.
What was it? Have you tried? Have you slimmed it down a bit, Jack?
Tried, but
Failed.
You tried. I mean, what are you doing?
do you know, when I was down your end, they were actually a lot quicker, like 2.5 hours. I loved it, but then since coming back home, they're back the stupid sort of time. So,
But why? What are you doing?
because like injuries and stuff, mate, or like if I lose my head goes. Say for example, I mention this last week. I was deadlifting, and some
And you
bird
called a
stood in
woman.
front
You
of
called a
camera
woman a
and started
cunt.
Yeah,
dancing.
you called a poor woman who was enjoying herself in the gym a fucking cunt. I remember it.
Yeah.
You're a horrible, horrible man, Jack.
Jack, you'd probably get much bigger if you lowered your volume.
I'm gonna ask a question.
I wouldn't want to get too big. I just want to be toned.
No such thing.
I want to ask a question on Geraint's behalf, and Geraint, don't get offended because I'm asking. Geraint's current split is training quads on a Saturday, hamstrings on a Sunday. What are your thoughts on that?
I am a bit lost. Yeah, I'm lost.
Well, Geraint, you don't need to be, because I'm programming Liam, and you're meant to be training with him.
But what is your reason for doing a hamstrings the day after?
Well, obviously, since we've gone back to like training and stuff, obviously, since the gym started opening.
Unless you only do leg extensions, bud, right? Unless you only do leg extensions, any movement, squat or leg press, will use the hamstring as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally agree.
So training your hamstring the day after, it's just like doing your chest 2 days on trot.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm in an anxious state at the moment, and it's fucking I feel good doing it. I feel like at the moment, but I know over weeks to come, it's going to be.
The weeks to come, basically, your strength in your hamstring will deteriorate until you become a withered shitbag.
Yeah.
Or you'll just get injured. You'll just get injured.
Yeah. So I this is why I asked you about the leg, obviously leg training. I do need to change that. So that's what I mean. I will put it on to Saturdays now, because obviously Saturday's my leg day, which will be quads and hams.
Well, there's nothing wrong with splitting them, but just allow them to recover.
No, but I'll be honest with you, like obviously leading up to before we got locked down, hams, like splitting my leg day was going well. I was doing fine with it. But like I think I'm getting to that point now where it's just nothing is giving now, because
but the thing is, G, is not that you're splitting them, it's that you're doing them on consecutive days. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've just got anxious and more, and I'm like trying to fucking get everything in.
Saturday, Wednesday, there you go.
Yeah.
All I know is a day after leg days, I can barely fucking stand up, never mind train hamstrings.
Oh, they fucking hurt today. They did. That's why I need to
just
change
stand
it.
up and just shit in the shower for at least 3 days.
And Kuba needs to be my coach. If you've got room.
Cuba's already not got time for your shit.
I know.
He's not even biting. He's like, yeah.
Cuba's already like, I've heard about your fucking
serious
hamstring
bikini
day.
athletes on. He only takes serious bikini athletes on.
Yeah.
Serious on this guy.
I know.
Yeah, unless you can count a million Cocoa Pops in 5 minutes, you're not in.
So, Dan, I know obviously you and Cuba talk offline quite a lot. So, I don't suppose you really have any questions for Cuba to ask, or have you got something that's you want to ask him on your?
Well, I mean, Cuba obviously has a thing for feet, and it came up, and I think that's why he gets everyone to wear the Vibrams, because Ellis recently got some Vibrams, and now my house smells of feet. And for some reason, every time she takes them off,
I'll turn Donna at a scale of 1 to 10.
Again, they're still quite new. They haven't she hasn't dissolved like the centre layer with stench yet. So when they are, I'll send them to you. When we could do like a part exchange. I mean, I'm not so much into the feet stench, but I do like not sweat like new sweat, but like sweat that's like cold, like it's like clammy. That's like my zone. Not necessarily foot, maybe a bit of biff. I don't know, but it's like cold and clammy.
I'll send you opposing trunks.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And look, they're all laughing, but there's something for everyone. But I reckon that's why Vibrams are making a fucking Cuba 10. Fucking, you know, I'm still trying to figure out why the Aura ring is so involved. There's got to be something sexual there, but that's why it's got everyone on the Vibrams, so everyone's house stinks of shit. Because mine does.
Even the Aura rings, mate, there's even people slating them now. So I find it so funny, man. I just think...
How can you... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty expensive. That's probably the only downside, isn't it, really?
And the fact that it tells you that you haven't slept every day.
Well, to be fair, my Aura ring does fuck me off, because I've said this before. I wish it would know that I am shit and I don't sleep. And just every now and again, just give me a little bit like, don't worry, Dan, you never sleep anyway, you'll probably be all right. But instead, every day it's like, take a rest, blah, 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 do some meditation. Well, I don't have time for this fucking shit, Mr. Aura ring. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? When am I going to do this fucking meditating? Like, so I wish it just would, like, learn you a bit better and maybe, you know, just throw you a couple of curveballs. Like, hey, you know, you're beautiful.
It will do when you actually sleep, Dan.
Huh?
Yeah,
Well,
when you actually get some sleep.
Yeah, no, I don't sleep. I am getting on much better with my APAP at the moment. Getting on much better with it. Say again?
You get the Philips one?
Yeah, the Dream Station, yeah.
Yeah, perfect, that one.
Yeah, well, actually, Amph lent me his for a bit to check that it worked. God bless Ant, the hero. And yeah, it takes a lot to get used to the mask. Yeah. And also the amount, because mine's quite bad, it ups the pressure. And when the pressure gets too much, so the mask has to be quite tight, otherwise it loses pressure and like blows into your eyes and stuff and wake you up anyway. But I'm getting used to it. So I'm on about 6.5 hours. So I'm doing much better. It has taken a little spice of Valium on the way through to get things like adjusted, but yeah, it's improving. And so buying the Aura ring at least highlighted something for me that I needed, like, to check in to level up, because that was the reason.
You know, Stan Efferdin, he has all his athletes sleeping with a CPAP.
Really? Well, just even if...
Yeah, all of his athletes. All of them, yeah.
Really? Even without the issues?
Yeah. Even without the issues, your sleep quality would still be better with a CPAP.
Really? Fuck.
Yeah, really, yeah, seriously, yeah.
I've always wondered whether you could get like an oxygen add-on, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then put like methyltren in it or something. And then... Yeah, just straight up.
Just wake up, like,
wake up in a fucking puddle of piss.
Yeah. That's my normal jam. And then, like, when your alarm goes off, it could like release smelling salts or something. Really give you a wake up call in the morning.
Yeah, you should patent this shit.
No, I think that the Aura ring's good. If you need to take care of that, it's another thing to take care of. If your sleep's perfect, don't buy an Aura ring.
No. I think if you're a bodybuilder, I think just using a device to track that will always help. It's going to always make you more mindful of going to bed earlier, more mindful of staying in bed actually a little bit longer, and going. It's just, if anything, it just keeps you more mindful of actually taking care of the sleep and recovery more. So I definitely feel like it's a useful tool for anyone that's serious about the game.
Yeah, I'll second that. But don't get too sad about your sleep score, because mine's always about 5.
Yep.
Because it gets upset if you don't go to sleep straight away. And I've got to like go through like my mindfulness of like, first of all, dreaming about killing people and like, you know, going through like, you know, murdering people, going through the list of the people that I'll kill if I get cancer. You know, all these sort of, if I was to become a sniper, how the best way to set the gun up would be, you know, all these normal things that people think about before they go to sleep. And then I might drift off. So, you know, I get a bad sleep score for that.
Sleep score -10.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so I have a question, and you're probably going to rip me for this.
Let's hope so.
Do you wipe your ass sitting down or standing up?
How can you wipe your ass sitting down?
Most people do,
What?
apparently.
You mean what? You do it back to front and just wipe it all over your nuts?
I like to keep my arse and nutsack clean, so I like
to keep them separated.
Using paper and then baby wipes after.
Uh,
And I get Meg to shave my crack as well, so it doesn't really take that much.
not directly after.
Well, I'm quite surprised. I put this out there before, right? And most people wipe their ass sitting down.
No. How? Where do the hands go? How
No, but
small are
you
these?
you lean to the
mean
side.
like sitting down. You mean like
Tiny little
squatting.
pygmy people with just
Right.
like their
I'm not being
feet don't
funny,
even.
but I've got small glutes. Like for me to really wipe my ass properly, I have to like bend and spread.
Mate, there's no fuck. Mate, I've taken up the whole bathroom, let alone like the toilet. And there's no hands going in. My penis is in the water. Like I've fucking got all
It ain't that
sorts
big, Dan.
of
Fuck
going on. No, it's it's only because I blocked it with what I put down.
The seat.
Ironically, I asked that question before, and a large portion of people said that they sit down and whip their ass, and I felt like a right fucking weirdo because I've always sort of stood up and wiped my ass.
But then how do you check when it's done?
I don't know. I've never done it.
How do
Sitting
you,
down.
how do you check?
They run the hands across the balls if it smells.
Gee, you're staying quiet. What's your take on this?
Oh, wipe my ass.
Yeah, do you sit down and wipe your ass?
Well, to be honest, I've never really thought.
I've never wiped my ass. No, for sure.
No, you can answer the question.
Just goes on a shower curtain.
Oh,
No,
good.
seriously, no.
No, I sit no, maybe I don't know. I don't really fucking.
That's what I mean. Most people do. I think.
I've never really looked into it this deep, like.
I just like the way that Garrett doesn't have a memory of something that he's done every day for his whole life.
He's forever talking shit.
I just look for a passing cat and just use that.
I'm just constantly going through how to train my fucking legs properly.
Jack, do you sit down or stand up?
By sitting down, do they mean remaining seated on the toilet, or do they mean like?
Jack, why have you got to make
squatting.
something so simple fucking complicated?
Do you stay seated or do you stand up?
No,
How
I
much
do
do you
take part
wipe
in a
your
minute.
ass if you stay seated?
Get the diagrams out.
Apparently,
They
people
don't-
just lean to the side and reach
Nah,
round.
surely not.
Half crotch, innit? It's got to be half, innit? Half.
You got
like,
a half squat.
half squat, like.
I think that there's a new aura ring coming out so that you can track like how you wipe and stuff, making sure it's efficient, how much, like
How much toilet paper you use?
yeah, you get like a poo score, like how well it's done.
That was an efficient wipe.
Yeah, usually mine dissolves the shower curtain when I've done one, to be fair, so we had to get a glass one.
Right, okay, so move on to something a little bit more constructive. The New York Pro, what was your thoughts on that?
I think Ian should have been 4th or 5th.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah, seriously.
Who do you think was top?
Hassan.
See, that's what I said. The only weakness that he has is that he has naturally narrow clavicles.
Yeah, and he couldn't really pose his back either.
He can't open up like.
That's
his
because there's nothing open. His clavicles are really narrow.
Yeah.
So, like, it does take some of his open up, but he's dripping in muscle. Enormous. Yeah, I thought that.
No disrespect to anyone, but I don't think I'd even need to say it because all you've got to do is look at all the comments. And I'm not being funny. It's not hard to judge. But again, that's my opinion. So who cares? Nobody cares about my opinion. But I think it was definitely, if anything, it would have been between Hassan and Justin. And I think
two very different physiques, though, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think possibly I would have probably given it Justin because of the presentation and just being able to hit shots properly. Like Hassan, yes, to look at him, yeah, he probably wins it. But end of the day, it's a bodybuilding contest. If you can't display your physique to the best of its potential, you're probably not going to win. So if we are looking at every single shot and it was to kind of put them both side by side, let's put Ian, Hassan, and Justin side by side. You tell me one single shot apart from side tricep that Ian beats either of them two at.
Maybe
I don't think he even
maybe.
wins the side tricep in that.
To be honest, I think Justin beats a side tricep anyway. So
I think front lat spread maybe. That's about the only one I think.
That Ian managed to like bring something better than his last outing. I don't know what, because Ian has like quite like a freaky, like it doesn't look that well put together. I think he's amazing, but there's something like a bit clunky about it, and he did seem to bring it less so like this time round. It was a better presentation, and maybe they just awarded that. But I don't know. Hassan to me has that wow factor for me, just fucking dripping.
Yeah,
the only thing I could think of with Hassan was that maybe up close he didn't look as dry and grainy, because that's the only thing I could think of really. That would
so why is it he looked drier and grainier than Ian did?
He couldn't look worse.
No, in the photos maybe, but you never know. In person, sometimes it does look slightly different.
Yeah, but you know, come on, mate. Like, if there's 100 pictures, and on the 100 pictures someone looks drier and leaner, and then the other guy come up like.
No, I'm just trying to reason it. You know, I'm completely in agreement with you boys in the sense that the judging was a bit of a what the fuck thing. But for me, if anything, I think like John De La Rosa, I would have probably picked him over Ian.
To be honest, no, John was super off.
No, I think he hasn't got any holes. You look at Ian, he's got no calves.
He had another 10 pounds to get off.
Max Charles should have beaten him.
Yeah, Max Charles should have beaten him. Yeah, 100%.
Max was looking fucking decent.
I just think that he obviously Ian.
Let's Max down is just his sight enhancement lets Max down a lot.
It wasn't an easy lineup because they're all so fucking different. There was no similarities in the physiques at all. I wouldn't have wanted to judge it myself because it is pure.
If Hunter did it, he'd have spanked them all.
All day.
All day, mate. All day. Do you know? I actually unfollowed him because of his moaning about that show. Hunter was off on the show day. Yeah. And he still looked a million miles in front of Ian. And Ian was like, yeah, I was off. I'm like, Ian at his best and Hunter still being off. Hunter still beats him hands down every shot.
Yeah, Ian didn't look off to me, to be honest. I thought that was a strange reaction.
It wasn't off. It's just Hunter was just that good. He made him look off. So they can moan, they can say or whatever they want, but come on, it's bodybuilding. We see what we see. Put the guys outside of each other, and it just shows you how good Hunter is and how many gaps Ian has. So I think it was a bit of a humble pie for him, where you shouldn't really run your mouth when you're competing against someone that's so good and so humble and so kind of respectful. Like, that's what bodybuilding is about. Bodybuilding is not about being a douche. It's not boxing. Like, come on, mate. This is why I watch boxing MMA, because I want to see a bit of trash talk there, because I know either one of them guys can get knocked out anytime. Bodybuilding is not like that. Bodybuilding is a very unique sport where it's a year-round thing. It's not where one lucky thing will help you win. It's not. It's the months and years of preparation prior to that will help you win. So you can never, ever take something away from someone or disrespect someone in that way going into a show when they are so fucking good. You should just keep your mouth shut.
And you're not just going to lose from a lucky spinning back fist or something, are you?
You're going to lose because someone's better, and that is it. 9 times out of 10, people lose because other people are better. That is it, period. And if they want to moan about it and have sour grapes, it's just pathetic. You need to get a life.
Yeah. I did see.
Let's face it. If someone was so fucking good, there would be no shadow of a chance they could have given it to someone else. Like, even with the placing at New York Pro, I don't really agree with it, but between top 5, there wasn't that much difference between them all. No. So it could have really gone this way or that way. And we still wouldn't have really moaned about it, being realistic. And I think we can all agree on that as well.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, talking about moaning and placings, obviously they split the British finals amateurs into 2 divisions. The girls like a fucking moan, don't they? And
oh, mate.
my God, it's been going off. I tell you what, as well, the bikini girls as well. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at anyway, but the differences in who was doing well and stuff was fucking nuts. There was like one girl who had like.
I'm not going to comment on this weekend.
There was some fucking mad. I didn't understand who was doing. I don't know what I'm looking at bikini anyway, so I have no fucking idea what happened to anything.
What classes are on? I didn't. To be honest, I didn't even know.
They did like bikini and wellness, and then like they did like some figure and stuff like that. But the bikini ones were like stacked. But it seemed like the reasons that people were like winning, like I didn't get it at all. Some were ripped, some weren't ripped, some were like I don't know what the fuck was going on, to be honest.
Dan, be careful! Don't ruin Alice's chances now.
What? It's not bikini girl.
The problem is. The criteria is clearly there, and the criteria needs to be followed. So there's no good people crying about it. End of the day, bikini clearly states you have to be lean, but with no separation between your quads, no visual vascularity. It's a full, round, lean look. That is it. As simple as that.
Yeah. What if they're really good at giving blowjobs?
Then they probably win.
Yeah. Alice, you need to work on your blowjobs. She's like, what?
What's one of them?
All right, look. What about next weekend for the men's? Who's picking up pro cards?
Oh.
Have you got anyone in that show?
Yeah, I've got 2 classic guys.
It's got everyone in the show.
2 classic guys.
Any idea for
Lewis and Jimmy Tonk?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to beat Jimmy.
It's just got that structure. It's just got what you need to do that class. It's just some people like pussy out and go to classic because they can't be fucked to get big, and Jimmy's just actually got the structure.
Yeah, and he's
big.
And he's
big.
Yeah, and he's big.
And he must have hollow bones as well, to be fair.
He's got very small joints.
Yeah.
Very small joints. So it does suit the class pretty well. Lewis, I think Lewis will do very well as well, as Lewis has got a very, very pleasing shape. So it'll be interesting to see them both on that side of each other. Again, they're both going to be bringing the best, so the best physique for themselves. But in terms of men, do you know what? There's that many good people out there. Like there's Joe Ballinger, there's Greg doing the supers. Aaron Hudson's obviously not going to win. I'm only joking.
Tell you who's going under the radar. Who I think has got a chance is who trained with you the other day, Dan. Josh Law. I think he's got a chance, man. He's got a fucking quality physique. Josh
Law is looking. There's not really a lot of weaknesses. He's definitely keeping it quiet. He's in with a chance from the names that I've seen coming up, and he's definitely in.
To be honest, you have to see him all stand by side.
Yeah, of course.
Again, unfortunately, some bodybuilders are gym physiques. They see him in the gym, they look amazing, they get on stage, and it's just not the same person.
Well, I competed against Josh, right? And Josh is very complete. Like he at the PCA got overlooked the 1 year, I think it was, and then
I hardly beat him. Even less legs than me.
Yeah.
Should I beat him?
Yeah, that's just PCA stuff, innit? But Josh is, for me, in terms of amateur-wise, he's got a very complete physique. I
don't know. I did make him strip down upstairs, and it was in already. So, yeah, I think he's in with a chance. Who else was? JP was saying.
Connor from he trains at Kings.
Connor McConaughey or whatever his name is.
Nah.
Connor McFadden. Cuba's not sold on Connor McFadden.
Thing is, he's got a lot of holes that will be exposed on the stage. He looks great in a vest. Yeah, looks amazing in a vest. But unfortunately, we get on stage with budget smugglers on, and everything is on the show.
The only thing I thought.
Don't get me wrong. I think he'll do well, but with the caliber of people doing the show, I don't think he's going to beat any of them. To be honest.
Are there anyone you know of secretly under the radar is coming into play?
Do Do you know what who's got a chance? I think the Scottish Greg, known by his ass.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Scottish Titan on Insta, yeah.
Greg Steele.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping it quiet. It'd be interesting to see whether Corona has actually built some fucking monsters or whether Corona's thrown everyone in the bin.
I don't know, man. You never know who turns up. Some freak could turn up and just wipe every floor with everyone.
yeah, that is true.
It's true, like, it's true.
Is everyone allowed to just fly in from anywhere?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be some guys going to fly in.
Mate, there's some European guys that aren't pro, and they're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, they would turn pro now and literally place top 5, top 3s in bodybuilding shows.
Yeah.
And they're not even pros. So that kind of gives you an idea that you going into an amateur bodybuilding show, going for a pro card, like, someone could turn up that will just wipe floor with everyone. And then go and do the pro show and place top 3.
Yeah, those people are out there. Who was that who did that? Was it last year? There was that, was his name Florian?
Florian Poisson.
Yeah.
Fuck me. I felt really gutted because who did he, Mark Joyce he went against. And like Mark Joyce looked like he might pick up a little card and then Florian turned up.
Yeah.
And he was just...
I think Mark's made the biggest mistake trying to streamline his physique. Like, you're a mass monster. Like, you're not put together well to streamline anything.
Yeah.
So play your strengths right. Play your cards that you have. Don't try and streamline your physique when it's just not going to work for you. And the thing is, Mark is fucking amazing. Like, he's unreal. But all he had to do is just continue pushing to get bigger.
Yeah.
Facially, does anyone think that Mark Joyce looks like a white Phil Heath? Like, if you look at his face close up, he actually does. I've only met him a handful of times. I'm telling you. Look at it. He looks like a white Phil Heath.
I'm going to check that one out later. Maybe there's a meme coming up.
Random as fuck.
Is Mark doing the British? Is Mark doing the British? I think Mark is doing the British.
Is he?
Is he? I don't know. Is Ryan doing the British?
No.
Ryan can't. If he flies over, he can't like return to America.
He's basically illegally in America.
Illegal.
Is he?
Yeah. So Bush is going to round him up and shoot him in the face. Not Bush, obviously. Well, maybe Bush.
Fuck me. A long time ago.
Well, they might re-recruit him.
Is he not competing then? No.
He might do an American show supposedly, but don't know.
Well, he's getting ready for something. His weight's way down, so he's only 357 pounds now, and so he's probably he is in. I'll give him that. He is in. So he must be trying to do fucking something.
He played it down, didn't he, when we spoke to him? But
I tell you what, fuck me. I wouldn't want to be fucking Samson anytime right now. Fucking spending your whole life in fucking Korea, eating like a noodle a day, like jogging on the spot, staring at the wall for like a month, and having like both your shows cancelled. Fuck me. That's fucking. I feel for the guy. Fuck.
I do feel for him, but why would you take a chance?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't
fly out somewhere that's been like near the epitome of the virus.
Yeah.
To try and compete, mate, I'd just wait till the Spain show and just keep grinding. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Or, do you know what? Though? Hats off to him, mate. He's got balls. You know what I mean? He's got balls.
Yeah. Literally jogging, staring at the wall for like hours.
You look at his physique. You look at his physique, though. I think it's done him favors because he seems to be getting.
I think he is starting to downturn. I think it is.
Yeah. This condition did improve for a little while, though. You know, like obviously.
Well, that rest, he didn't need to do anything when he was there. When he was on, anyone else would just it wouldn't happen. Anyone else would go to fucking like start doing some band work for your prep and running on the spot. There's not many humans where that would like even nearly be possible. So the fact that he was able to even consider doing it, that's a fucking Samson thing. That's not a normal person fucking thing. So yeah, but I did feel bad for him. I felt bad for his dog as well. He's got a dog the same age as Abe that he's just got, and he's left his poor little dog alone. So I was a bit fucked off about that.
No, his missus is there.
Left to his missus, mate. Come on.
Yeah, but what happens, mate? Cuba, you know when you got a bond with your fucking dog at that age.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a bond, he's going to miss out on the bonding time. How's he going to make fucking savage attack dogs to kill everyone? Mate, my savage attack dog is literally scared of flies, like literally losing shit.
Abe doesn't look very savage, mate.
No, he's not that savage right now. I'm going to have to train.
I'm telling you now, right? Listen, them dogs, as soon as they turn 8 months to a year, it's a different ball game, mate.
Yeah.
My dog, I took him out on a walk the other day. He was chasing after a horse. The horse kicked him in the face, and he just got up. He just got up and chased it again. No.
Sounds like Dan.
Yeah, they're not bothered. They're not bothered.
No, I mean, he's got the puppy dog eyes now. I am aware of what I'm in for. I've just noticed as well that he sleeps in the crate, and the crate's fucking massive. And I looked at him in the crate, and he's like a fucking German sausage now. It's like wrapped round the fucker about 3 times. So I should probably get him a new one, to be fair.
A bigger crate.
Yeah, definitely. Fucking, or 2 crates stuck together. Should we do the 5 questions? Because it's getting to that time, isn't it? So, Cuba, usually we ask 5, you need your 5 top tips. And they don't have to be about bodybuilding. They can be about life. They could be about how to make your missus's, feet stink more. They can be about how Vibram's changed your life. They can, sling it out there.
5 tips.
5 top tips from the man.
Be selective who you let around your environment. It's for 1. 2, don't blindly trust people. 3, live your life with some sort of principles. 4, be respectful. 5, don't be a douche.
Don't be a douche. Top 10.
Solid
They started off strong, dwindled a little bit in the middle. Obviously, like, me and Cuba are friends, so he's not that selective on who he lets around.
People well now. I see people now.
Only from now. I got in just before you were selected. When the gates were open, to be fair, I turned up at Cuba's house once, and he was doing a mad, like, whatever, and I was like, yeah, we're going to meet at 2 or whatever, and he's like, yeah, we'll train at, like, 3. He just gave me his keys, and I just spent the whole day with Meg, basically, just, like, cooking chicken. Just wasn't there at all. I tell you what, though, Meg basically matched me meal for meal at the time as well. I think she ate about 6,000 calories. And she ate it in half the time, and I was like sweating, and she was like, mate, she fucking killed me. And then we went to like fucking some place called like Sushi-ageddon or something, and Cuba didn't finish it. He's a pussy, that's why he fed it to the dogs.
Oh dear.
Well, he's got a really important DM there. It's just come in.
I am. It's all good. To be fair, it's best sushi in Sheffield, that is. Edo Sushi.
It is pretty serious. They knew him. The Cuba 10 was real in there. They were like, they pushed his order forward as well. They were like, yeah, 3-hour wait. And Cuba was like, no. And they were like, yeah, 10 minutes. See you.
Yeah, I don't get the sushi thing. Like, everyone talks about sushi. It makes me fucking heave.
Yeah, but that's because you're a raging pussy.
You need to try proper fresh sushi, like good sushi. You will enjoy. If you like savoury,
it's not big in Wales at all, is it, John? Like,
it's a texture thing for me.
Yeah, but do you know what? If you have shit sushi, it'll put you off.
Yeah, no, like sushi in Tesco isn't. That's not real.
Right.
Yeah, it's like that's dog shit.
Yeah, that's not real. That's not real. Fuck.
Yeah,
that.
like I couldn't eat mashed potato when I was a kid because it'd make me fucking heave because it's like tastes like somebody's.
That's the same, isn't it?
No,
mashed
no.
potato, raw fish.
Anything like slimy or like that like it just fucking. I got a shit gag reflex, man.
Have you got autism? Because they say people with autism struggle with textures.
I probably do mildly somewhere underneath all the arrogance.
It was like I watched a program. I think it was like Louis Theroux, and one kid could only eat like crisps.
No, not that bad.
So not that bad. You can eat other stuff that isn't crisps.
No, I just don't like anything that like tastes like slimy or tastes like it's been chewed. You fucking.
So jizz is definitely off the menu for you.
Well, I mean,
That's
otherwise it would definitely be on the menu, of course. But
Well,
no,
of course,
for that reason,
of course
no.
it would.
Like once,
All the
right,
other.
do you know you said you blended your meals, right? I was like going through a lot of shit, so I was struggling with my appetite. So what I did was I made up like my egg whites on a prep, cooked them up, started eating it. I was like, oh, I can't fucking eat this. So I thought I'll stick it in the blender. Still fucking warm, mind. Sticks it in the blender, decides to fucking try and drink it, don't I? Whoop, fucking no chance. Fucking, it was 2 sips down, 1 fucking spill. Fucking, oh.
Hey, you're not supposed to cook them.
No, I
That's
know,
not
but I'd
the-
already cooked them, so it was too fucking late. I was trying
Mate.
not to be wasteful, but
I do remember one time I blended like cod and rice because I was in a rush, and I can't remember. And then halfway through, my blender broke, and because I hadn't bought a NutriBullet. Yeah, NutriBullet's the one. Yeah, and it broke, but I like needed to eat it, so I was like, well, what the fuck do I do now? It's like chunking. Like it's not. I can't. I tried to get it down. It's like too much. I was like, well, just cook it. I'm sure it'll like dry up. And then I made like this cod rice like pancake.
Okay.
And
Took me about 2
that
hours
was-
to eat.
mate, and that was the number one worst thing I've ever had to eat.
you mean almost as bad as like when people say they made protein pancakes and they're like, it's not a fucking pancake.
It's
It's
not
just like fucking cardboard.
just fucking drink and go. The only reason I drink my meals generally is because when I'm at work, I don't have time to fuck around. Like I said, some kid is like, you know, fucking like making some excuse about his homework. I don't have like, I have 15 minutes, but I've got to like pack up my classroom, leave my classroom, and then I've got to then set up the next lesson. It's just, there's not enough time to do it.
Do you blend all your meals when you take your work then?
No. So, like, if obviously I get a lunchtime, so then I'll eat the meal at lunchtime. It's just when I have the 15-minute breaks, then I have to blend if they fall on those or all.
I feel like you need a better job done. Sounds dog shit.
I do well. A better job. My mum's actually quite proud of me, Cuba. I'm a teacher.
I know, but problem with teaching is it's just not rewarding enough.
Well,
It's rewarding for what you do. Like, don't get me wrong, mate. I've got a lot of respect for what you do, but one, you get treated like shit, and two, you don't get paid enough.
Mate, I mean, we spoke about this the other day, and I won't share what I earn here, but it's for what you put in, it's not good. It's not. And the thing is that's shit about that, and it's the same with like nursing and stuff. Anyone who has a brain that would be good at teaching is not going to choose to go down the teaching route because there's no fucking money in it. And so what you'll end up with is people that shouldn't really be teachers being teachers because they've got no other options. You don't really, it's like you go to the doctor, you don't want your doctor to be worried about paying bills and all that stuff. You want him to be only worrying about you. Now, if you're paying like teachers, you don't want your teachers to be worried about bills, can they do this, stress at home, financial issues. Yeah, you want them to just worry about teaching the fucking kids. You should and that's what's fucked about the society, that they shouldn't be struggling. Like, you know,
Are you excited about your new job, Jack?
It's really talking me into
I
it.
did forget that Jack has just qualified to be a teacher.
Do you actually want to be a teacher, Jack?
Yeah, PE.
That's not real. It's not real.
Yeah,
The
those
more
who
Dan
can't
talks
teach
about it.
PE.
Yeah.
You coach, don't you, Jack? You coach, don't you?
Yeah. But that's just like a side job.
So why would you do a job where you're going to earn 20 grand a year or whatever when you could probably earn that in a month coaching?
And then but then I have one injury or something and lose all credibility because everyone in this industry is that.
Fuck off, Jack. You have no credibility.
No, but that's a serious comment. That's why I quit personal training, because everyone goes on how you look, and that's everything basically.
You're doing all right at the moment.
Yeah, because I look okay.
No. You look at your shaky legs and all the comments and stuff of people, but you fucking, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, pal, the old fucking thing of people saying, you know, you lead by example, that's not true. Some of the best fucking coaches out there don't really have fucking great physiques, do they?
Yeah, but they've been there.
Yeah, at some point, but
Yeah.
still, Jack's been there, hasn't he? You fucking, there's not
Jack
many people
hasn't
I've
been
seen that
fucking
shredded.
anywhere. He's 11. He's only just learned how to use fucking stickle bricks, the cunt. He's like, God, like, God. He had Lego, he's worked through stickle bricks, you know, he can do his 2 times table. You'll be all right, Jack. Just try PE, and all PE you need to be a lesbian and have sex with someone else in the PE department. I don't know whether you had this at school, but there was always something, someone was banging in the PE department, standard. Whatever school you're in,
Oh, yeah.
there was some fucking PE fucking going on. My PE teacher was this woman who was clearly a massive lesbian, which is fine. But she wore short shorts and no pants and had a fucking growler like a gutted badger. And every time she used to do the lesson, she used to sit cross-legged and just expose this fucking massive Bob Marley lookalike to everyone at every lesson. Like, PE teacher.
Wish I was at school at your time.
So you're gonna have fun, Jack. At least you'll get fucking laid. It might be you might have to rummage through.
No, I was just about to say, so I'm fucked.
Don't
then.
shag any of the
Jack.
students.
That's true, actually.
Whoa.
Jack's gonna be about 10 years younger than his students.
We got the fucking new t-shirts on the way, so we'll send you one out, Dan, and Cuba will send you one out. I know you probably won't hear, but we've got some 4XLs coming in, pal, so we know you like them baggy.
Well, I'm a bit annoyed that Amp sent Cuba a 5XL and he sent me a 4XL. And I put it on and it looked like a fucking rash vest. And I see Cuba walking around like a fucking bad man, like he's in the 90s, like, you know, should have a bum bag on, looking sick. Mate, and I look like I'm at the local cycling club, fuming. So don't fuck me like that, all right, Bash Bros, cunts.
Do you know, like, you have to do the test. If you put your hands up and you can see your fucking belly, then it's too fucking small.
Mate, hands up, both the armpits would have fucking ripped off. I couldn't do anything.
It's like that, my training partner, fuck me, he's a nightmare. He wears medium, and he's
He
fucking
loves it.
put it on, it's up here, it's like a fucking crop top. Nipples are hanging out left, right, and
Is this
centre.
Frosty?
Yeah.
Yeah, his nipples on everywhere, man. It's fucking, you need to have a fucking word, like.
They haven't even got like
All
good
right,
nipples.
I'm going to get out. To be fair, Amp's ringing me, and he's probably ringing me to tell me that I'm shit, and I've got no legs, and I've got no hope, and I should kill myself. So I should probably
Sounds
take
good,
that
yeah.
call. I'm always up for an uplift on a Sunday evening. And I know Cuba's got shit to do.
He's always got shit to do.
I don't know what to do. So, yeah, big love to everyone. Cuba, you know I love you anyway. I'll send you
Thanks,
news
Cuba.
later.
Yeah, thanks a
Thank you,
lot,
brother.
Cheers, bro.
Thanks for coming on,
Alright.
mate.